Well, thanks for joining us here on 13 News at noon. I'm Karen Campbell. We have several updates for you this afternoon, but first we want to check on your forecast. We have some light showers that have been continuing after, many of us experienced that heavy rain last night. Also some clouds in the sky as well. That's why meteorologist Sean Ash is here to break down, can we see any more heavy rain or rain period, or is the sun completely gone from our lives?
We're going to be stuck under this blanket of gray for several days here, it looks like. The heaviest rain's definitely done, but there will be some nickel and dime showers and occasionally some mist, Karen, over the next 48 hours. But you can see, all of us underneath the cloud cover. This was expected. There's the latest batch of showers now that's moving through Connorsville, Liberty, move through Columbus and Greensburg. What we see additionally for the remainder of the day shouldn't be terribly heavy, but you certainly want a raincoat if you're going to be outdoors, because it's fair game anytime for the rest of today, tonight, into tomorrow to have some passing drizzle here. Now, temperatures a little bit warmer than yesterday. We're in the middle and even a few spots in the upper 50s. You see the gray that's over Indy at this hour. That's going to keep our temperatures steady for the time being. We've got about a 40–50% chance of seeing some additional showers and mist. And as we look upstream over Illinois, into Iowa, into Minnesota, you can see the cloud cover is rather extensive. I show you that because that's what's going to be with us for the next couple of days. We got a little bit of a warm up in the 7-day. We'll talk about why that will be misleading coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Sean. Well, now to a shocking story. 13 News is hearing from a man who says he was attacked and nearly robbed by his former caregiver. Police say it happened in August, but the suspect was just charged. Chase Howell talked with a man who says he hasn't been the same since this happened.
That's why when you knocked on my door, I thought, who is it?
Royer is wheelchair bound and requires someone to care for him after a stroke in 2019. But the person he hired in 2022, Royer says, did anything but help him.
A week after I moved in here, he pretty much put me in the hospital for neglect and stuff, because he wouldn't take care of me. I mean, he wouldn't cook for me. He would clean, but not very good, and just wasn't doing what he should have been doing.
Royer says he was playing cards with some friends in his now empty kitchen in August when a knock came at his door. He says standing on the other side of it was his caregiver, Dwayne Finklia.
When we answered the door, he came in and looked around and stepped back out and then came in, pulled a gun on everybody, told everybody to get their hands up. And then I was in here in the living room and he walked over to me and smacked me in the face and told me he wanted money.
While Royer says he didn't get away with anything, he says Finklia somehow drained his bank account. But according to court records, this wasn't the first time he's taken from Royer. One woman police interviewed says Finklia had a history of taking advantage and stealing from him.
I get really depressed. Sometimes I get suicidal. And it really messed me up, But I'm living with it.
The Special Needs Alliance, an organization that advocates for those with disabilities, says if you think someone is being abused or exploited, report it to a school, social services, or to a healthcare professional. The Alliance also says to call police and to make a report to the state or local child or adult protective services agency. As for Royer, the last few months he's been trying to manage without having a caregiver in hopes he's able to get into an assisted living facility. Royer says his father, who's in his 80s, along with one of his case managers, has been helping him around the house. As far as Finklia, he faces armed robbery, intimidation, and battery. Reporting here in Indianapolis, Chase Howell, 13 News.
All right, thank you, Chase. Right now, a U.S. Marine veteran is in front of a judge for his sentencing in a deadly crash that killed a Fishers teacher and her husband. Court documents say in 2022, Jamie Heredia Jr. was going 80 miles per hour. The moment before hitting a car at 56th and Glen Road in Lawrence. Ashley and Grant Lansdale both died in that crash. She was a teacher at Fall Creek Elementary School. Heredia was found guilty on 2 counts of reckless homicide. He could face up to 4 years for each count. Our team is in the courtroom right now, and we will update you when his sentence is announced. A suspect in a 30-year-old cold case is now in the Marion County Jail. Dana Shepard is accused of raping and killing 19-year-old Carmen Van Huss. Police arrested him in Missouri in August, saying DNA linked him to the case. Investigators say Van Huss was killed in her apartment on the city's north side back in 1993. The coroner determined Van Huss had been stabbed more than 60 times. Shepard is expected to go on trial in January. And this afternoon, Hamilton Heights High School students have an e-learning day today after losing their principal, Jared Mason. He died suddenly after a week-long hospital stay. The 48-year-old led Hamilton Heights for more than a decade. He grew up in Arcadia, and school leaders say he was the Huskies' biggest fan.
He was so considerate and honest, and so he was an amazing guy.
They always knew he was going to be fair. They always knew he'd be firm, but they always knew that he'd love them no matter what.
And Mason leaves behind a wife and 3 children. Grief counselors will also be available in the school's media center for anyone who needs to talk. Well, 13 News is working to see if charges have been filed against a Ben Davis student allegedly caught with a gun. Court documents reveal investigators were tracking the teen's social media after he was arrested for dangerous gun possession. The teen allegedly posted more pictures of himself with a gun. Police searched his home while he wasn't there, and they found a firearm in his room. Police took the teen to the Juvenile Detention Center on Monday. The Coliseum at the State Fairgrounds has a new name. It will now be known as the Corteva Coliseum in partnership with Indianapolis-based Corteva Agriscience. Now, they are a global company focused on agricultural technology. The State Fairgrounds is already teasing some exciting plans to come with this partnership, shaping the future of the iconic Coliseum. Well, Mount Carmel Baptist Church is officially launching their new mobile grocery. The mobile store made several stops yesterday, including on the East Side Neighborhood Center at 38th and Post. The new store on wheels brings fresh foods right to your front door. Their goal is to serve communities who need help the most. Shoppers can pick from various fresh produce, frozen items, and even food or supplies for babies. Now, the church says they will be making more stops today and tomorrow, and we have more information on this mobile grocery right now at WTHR.com. This afternoon, a new apartment community is now open on Indy's East Side, but these aren't just any apartments. They are specifically designed for homeless individuals. Horizon House officially cut the ribbon yesterday on Campus on Washington. Now, 13 News got a peek inside one of the 36 fully furnished permanent supportive housing units. Tenants who live there will receive health care, mental health, and recovery support, and more. Leaders say this project is a direct response to the homelessness crisis in our city.
Housing is a human right, and so we need to get more housing. So today, hopefully this will showcase what can be done here in our community.
And Campus on Washington is located on East Washington Street near Southeastern Avenue.